Hello. It's Friday. How are you? Hope you're well. What have you been doing? Have you been busy? My week has been a bit, how can I put it? Dramatic is probably a good word. If you know, well, you probably do know, I have two wonderful dogs, and unfortunately one of them had to be rushed to emergency vets on Tuesday, which was horrible. She was having stomach, like being sick and having different stomach problems, and they had to take her in and did scans and bloods and stuff, and turns out she had gastroenteritis, so a sickness bug basically, which wasn't very nice for her, bless her, because she's 12 years old, so she's not a real young sort of dog. But obviously after a lot of worry and stress and everything from us, she was obviously stressed out as well, because she's never been away from us before, and she had to stay overnight as well, which wasn't nice for her or for us. But now luckily they put her on antibiotics and everything, and she seems to be a bit better, and she's home. She came home. I picked her up last night from the vets, and she's on tablets, and because at the vet they said that she wasn't eating and they wanted her to come home for like a trial and see if she would eat with us. If not, then she would have to go back in. But she did. She ate some chicken and rice last night. She's been eating chicken and rice today for breakfast. She's had treats and bits of croissant and nice things that she likes. So she seems to be on the mend. So that is good news. So keep your fingers very, very crossed for me that carries on, and she carries on getting back to her normal self, because it's nothing worse than having a dog that you've had for 12 years or any old time, to be fair. They're a part of your family. They are a member of your family, no matter what anybody says, unless you're not a dog lover. And if you're not, then you're not my type of person. Then, yeah, she's on the road to being mended and back to her normal, beautiful self. So, yeah, there's that. What else? Well, what else is the fact that I've been so busy and wrapped up with everything that's going on with her, and just worried and stressed, and I thanked the Lord for waterproof mascara, because I'd been needing it for the last couple of days. It's been quite awful. I haven't had any time to sit and do a video, so I have done a video now, as you will see in a moment. And I've been wanting to do this one because it has murder and it also has paranormal. 2 for the price of 1. So yeah, so that's why I chose this one. And I like, I can't say I liked the story. It's a bit wrong, isn't it? I didn't like the story, but I found it interesting and fascinating, and all of them things. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get off me rambling and let's get on to the video. Go and watch it. 112 Ocean Avenue was the home of the Defoe family, and in the early hours of November the 13th, 1974, 23-year-old Ronald Defoe Jr. killed his entire family, and he claimed that demonic voices told him to do it. Around 6:30 p.m. on November the 13th, 1974, Defoe, who was then 23, entered Henry's bar in Amityville, Long Island, New York, and declared, "You've got to help me, I think my mother and father are shot." Defoe and a small group of people went to 112 Ocean Avenue, which was located near the bar, and they found that Defoe's parents were dead inside the house. One of the group, Defoe's friend Joe Yeswit, made an emergency call to the Suffolk County Police Department, who searched the house and found that 6 members of the family were dead in their beds. The victims were Ronald Jr.'s parents, Ronald Defoe Sr. and Louise Defoe. His 4 siblings were Dawn, Alison, Mark and John. All of the victims were shot using a rifle. It happened at around 3 a.m. that day. and while their children were all killed with one single shot, his parents had received 2 shots each. Physical evidence shows that his mum Louise and sister Alison were awake at the time of their deaths. According to Suffolk County Police, all the victims were found face down in their beds. Ronald Defoe Jr. told the police, "Once I started shooting, I couldn't stop. It went so fast." He also admitted to taking a bath and getting redressed. He then told the police where he had hidden evidence such as his blood-stained clothes, the rifle and the cartridges. When he went on trial, his lawyer built a case that he was an insane man who became a killer because of the demonic voices in his head. On November the 21st, 1975, he was found guilty on 6 counts of second-degree murder. On December the 4th, 1975, Judge Stark sentenced him to 6 sentences of 25 years to life. Ronald Defoe Jr. was held at the Sullivan Correctional Facility in the town of Fallsburg, New York, until his death, with all his appeals and requests to the parole board being denied. He died aged 69 on March 12, 2021, at the Albany Medical Centre. Now, for me, you have to be an insane man to do something like this, don't you? Claiming that he can hear demonic voices in his head telling him to do it. Who knows? I mean, he's hearing them in his head. I don't know. That says to me that you're insane if you're hearing voices in your head. Especially if they're telling you to kill your family, you know, all your little brothers and sisters, and your parents. I also know that he gave different accounts of what had happened, and he sort of tried to play off the deaths as other people, I think, that had sort of encouraged him or was there with him at the time of doing it, but actually he was alone the whole time. It was found out that he was actually on his own and he just did it. He just took the shotgun. I also know that his dad, Ronald Sr., was quite a violent man, and he took a lot of his anger out on his eldest son, being Ronald Jr. So who knows what went through his head, how much whether he wanted revenge or, you know, anything like that. I mean, nobody knows, do they? So anyway, in 1975, a 4,000 square foot house with a finished basement in a peaceful New York suburb on a quiet acre lot boasting a heated pool and its own boat dock went on the market. This was about a year after the slaughter. A new family, Kathy and George Lutz, along with their 3 children, moved into the home where the murders took place. The family soon begins experiencing paranormal events in the house. Now, I know that they bought this house for a lot cheaper than it should have been up for, and it was purely because of there been murders in the house and they couldn't sell it, and they ended up selling it with all of the Defoe family's furniture, etc., still in the house as part of their mortgage agreement. So that had to be a bit creepy, and I believe that they were shown around the house by the estate agent, real estate, whatever you call it in America, and there was blood still on the carpet and stuff, which is a bit grim in itself, you know. So yeah, anyway, they didn't stay there long because they fled the residence just after 28 days, claiming that it was haunted. So explaining why they chose to do so, George said, "There were odours in the house that came and went. There were sounds. The front door would slam shut in the middle of the night, and I couldn't get warm in the house for many days." And he said this in an interview with ABC News. He also claimed that he would mysteriously wake up at 3:15 a.m. nearly every day, around the same time the Defoe murders were believed to have happened. while the couple also said that there was strange gel substance on the carpet, with Kathy allegedly transformed into an old woman, while George also even claimed to have seen her levitating. One night, he heard his children's beds slamming up and down on the floor, but he claimed he couldn't do anything because of an invisible force was paralysing him. Spooked by apparently their haunted experience, the family chose to flee the house, and they left all of their belongings behind, including their clothes and their food in their cupboards and everything. George had a history of dabbling in the occult, and some say that him doing so may have been an opening to the paranormal activity. And then when a priest came to bless the house when they first moved in, he apparently heard a voice telling him to get out, and he told the Lutz family not to ever sleep in that particular part of the house. Now, I believe this was called the sewing room, so I don't know why anybody would sleep in the sewing room, but also Kathy couldn't go in the room herself. I think it was very cold and she felt something in there, so she wouldn't go in there, which is, I think, why they ended up getting a priest to come in and bless the house. Now, while their claims were never proven at all, what happened in the building prior to them moving in is certainly true, with the Defoe family. Now, what can we say about the paranormal thing? I mean, some people say that they did it, it was made up, it's a hoax, and they just wanted some publicity, possibly. Who knows? Could they have experienced things in the house? Again, who knows? There was a family of 6 people that were killed in that house. It's very likely, being a believer myself, it's very likely that the house could well be haunted. Not necessarily by anything evil though, because the people in there, other than the dad, like I said, he had a tendency to have a bad, he had anger problems or something like that. All the other people in there, the 4 of them were children, so, and the mother, and, so yeah, you don't know, do you? Anything could have happened in the sense of paranormal events. I'm not sure. I'm not saying they did happen. I'm not saying they didn't, because I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't experience anything myself. But I'm saying that it could possibly be true, because of where there's murders, there has to be spirits. Surely, you'd think, wouldn't you? Well, I don't know, but I mean, that's my idea on it anyway. But 2 months later, a local TV crew did a segment on the house, and they were bringing in so-called ghost hunters and paranormal experts to evaluate the couple's claims. The team, they took several photos inside the house, including the now infamous image of apparently showing a ghost boy peering out from one of the bedrooms. Now, I haven't seen this apparently infamous image. While I was doing my research, I never saw an image showing a ghost boy peering out from one of the bedrooms, so I don't know where that photograph is. But the psychics, though, they agreed that there was some kind of demonic force present in the house. But who knows again? The Lutzes later collaborated with author J. Anson and his best-selling book. The family said they never signed a contract with Anson, and that at the time in the successful film spin-off, it got them like $300,000. So they did a profit. They took a profit out of that. Again, who knows if it was like a hoax, or whether it was, maybe they just saw it as, it's a murder house, and they stayed there for a month and then they left. And apparently, I think they went to live with Kathy's family, Kathy's mum, and but yeah, I don't know. Again, we don't know if it was true or whether it was hoax. Some people say it was hoax, some people say it was true. Everyone's got differing opinions on the subject matter, same as everything, I suppose. But does the house still exist today in 2024? Yes, it does. In fact, it was 50 years ago this year that the mass murder of the Defoe family happened in that house, which is the whole reason why I wanted to do this video this year now, because this year is the 50th anniversary, if you like, of what happened in that house. So unlike most horror houses though, this one is still standing, even though I'll never shake off the reputation of the world's most famous haunted house, literally teeming with ghosts of those murdered in their beds. It was once known as High Hopes, and it had a little sign outside the house. The house was named by Ronald Defoe Sr. after they bought it in 1965, but there were sadly no high hopes made in there for that family. The 5-bedroom home's original address was 112 Ocean Avenue, but it's since been changed to 108 just to deter tourists. I do believe also they have since changed the famous windows on the house that make it look like the house has got evil rounded eyes. They've changed them now so they're quite square, just so people can't recognise the house. So the house has been on the market 4 different times since the murders, and according to property records, the house was sold in March 2017 for $605,000, which is over £476,000, sorry, hit in English money. It was a report as reported by the New York Post. The home went into contract 2 days later and officially sold for $1.46 million, which is £1.1 million in English money, in January 2023, which was $240,000 less than the asking price. Now that's still gone for a good price. The house has since had a lavish makeover 50 years on, with stainless steel appliances, grand sweeping staircase, polished floorboards throughout. And although the house is now inhabited by a new set of owners, there have been no further reports of alleged paranormal activity. So that brings me to the thoughts that maybe it's either was never haunted, and they wanted the Lutz family couple wanted to make money from the murder house, maybe, or it is still haunted and there is paranormal activity, but the new owners don't want publicity and they don't want it known, perhaps. Who knows, but I believe that it probably is haunted, maybe not as lavishly, I suppose, as the Lutz family made it out to be, like with gel oozing down the walls and through the windows and stuff, which is quite frankly bizarre, but who knows. That brings me to a close, I think, on that today. But I just thought I would do this video because, like I said, 50 years ago this year, the house now is a stunning looking house now, inside and out. And well, yeah, the new owners are happy, and I hope they stay happy. They never have any awful murders ever again in that house. Hope you enjoyed today, and yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts and comments. What did you think then? Did you like it? I hope you learned something new. I learned new things about the whole story because obviously I've seen the film, and you know, I've read different things occasionally about it, but I didn't know that much, to be fair. And I mean, the film in itself was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Although I've not seen the original film, I don't think. I think I only saw the adaptation one. I can't remember. Anyway, the film was good, but the film had things put in that weren't or didn't happen in the actual real life story of, you know, the Defoe family and the Lutz family and stuff like that. So it was quite interesting to find out different things that obviously weren't in the film or whatever. Anyway, I hope you liked it. If you have any suggestions on videos you'd like me to do, please do let me know. You can sort of leave some comments, or you can email me, which you'll find in the links somewhere on my profile. And do send in your suggestions if you have any, because I'm open to suggestions on different videos. Anyway, it's Friday. Thank goodness, praise the Lord, we're at the weekend, and who doesn't love a weekend? Everybody loves a weekend. So what are you doing at the weekend? Have you got any plans? I think we're going to view a house on the weekend. I'm not sure, but I think we are. Waiting on the estate agents to get back to us. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about me. You have yourself a wonderful weekend, and you behave yourself and don't do anything that I wouldn't do, which, you know, pretty much leaves it to everything you can get on and just do what you like, because I kind of do everything. Anyway, and I'll see you again next week some point, and look out for any shorts that I may make. And please do, if you enjoy my videos, give me a little thumbs up. And I really hate saying that, and I never really normally say it, but please do, because, you know, algorithms and all of that, you need all those interaction on YouTube and socials in general, don't you? So anyway, have a great day, have a great weekend. I'll see you again next week. Take care of yourself and keep on smiling. Bye bye.